take a look at this. Lawyer predicts July 31 ruling in Ripple versus SEC lawsuit. Here's what to expect. The case between Ripple and the SEC has come to an end, and the market is currently speculating about two possible outcomes, settlement or resolution. What will impact the community that uses XRP tokens? We are going to hold off and see. On the other hand, Fred Rispoli, an attorney for the pro-XRP side, forecasts that a significant decision will be made on July 31 in the Ripple versus SEC action, notably in the remedies phase. The cryptocurrency world is eagerly anticipating the ultimate happy outcome of the case, which will have enormous repercussions for the whole cryptocurrency field as the case draws closer to its climax. The remedies portion of the action is currently being discussed by Judge Annalisa Torres, who is deciding whether or not to impose penalties and injunctions. Lawyers anticipate that a definitive decision will be made in the near future, likely in August, if not before the end of July. Given the huge stakes involved, it is expected that appeals will be filed immediately once the ruling is handed down by the court. As a matter of fact, the case has been subject to a number of motions, which are currently awaiting decision. These motions include those concerning expert evidence, documentation, unsealing, and final judgment. Within the exact same thread, Mark Fagel asked Fred in a mocking manner why all of these clandestine discussions were taking place. Fred Rispoli responded by stating that the Securities and Exchange Commission is having trouble gathering enough Wendy's gift cards. This suggests that the Securities and Exchange Commission is having difficulty concluding the case and that we should anticipate that it will be resolved in the near future, if not in August, then in September. The SEC's case against Ripple is considered to be one of its weakest by legal professionals, including wealth advisor Mickle. This is the case despite the fact that Ripple has won multiple cases. The fact that both sides have the ability to appeal previous verdicts adds another layer of complication to the ongoing legal war. It is possible that the SEC's position in subsequent cases involving cryptocurrencies will be weakened if it does not appeal. Since Ripple generates a large amount of revenue from ODL sales, it is possible that the company will file an appeal against the ruling that its ODL sales are securities offers. Ripple and those who support it should not be particularly concerned about the conclusion that Judge Torres made regarding fines. Additionally, the phrasing of the order will be extremely important since it will have a direct impact on the business operations of Ripple. Detailed information regarding the current discussions regarding penalties, potential injunctions, and the probability of appeals may be found in the joint status response that was recently submitted to the United States District Court for the District of Columbia. Bill Morgan, a prominent cryptocurrency attorney, has addressed some of the myths that have been surrounding the ongoing legal process between the SEC and Ripple. Morgan provided a response to the assertions that an appeal to the SEC is unlikely because the case is weak, making the recommendation that demands should be moderated. In addition, he emphasized that both sides could still file an appeal, and the validity of the SEC's case is still being discussed currently. In addition, Morgan explained that although the current court order explains the position of XRP, it does not provide regulatory guidance that is applicable throughout the whole industry. The fact that courts do not offer regulatory certainty was stressed by him, as was the possibility that XRP sales may continue to qualify as investment contracts depending on future decisions made by the courts. He remarked that at this point, it is time to bring out additional false information regarding the SEC versus Ripple lawsuit. The second bullet point must be incorrect. The XRP token already has legal clarity that has been decided by a case. There is no regulatory clarification provided by the courts. Also, regardless of the judge's decision regarding remedies, the sale of XRP could be considered an investment contract. Ripple is being sued by the Securities and Exchange Commission for the argument that XRP is an unregistered security. The action began in the year 2020. On the other hand, the Securities and Exchange Commission is continuing its efforts to exert regulatory authority, despite the fact that Judge Annalisa Torres decided in July 2023 that secondary sales of XRP weren't recognized as securities offerings. In an interview with Bloomberg, Ripple CEO Brad Garlinghouse hinted that the ongoing legal struggle with the Securities and Exchange Commission would soon come to an end. He elaborated that the case will contribute to the establishment of regulatory certainty in the Bitcoin sector in the United States. Additionally, Garlinghouse expressed his disapproval of the regulatory approach taken by the SEC, arguing that it suppresses innovation due to the absence of a well-defined framework. Instead of pleading for leniency, He emphasized the importance of having norms that are both consistent and explicit. The issue between Ripple and the SEC is being keenly monitored by the cryptocurrency community because to the significance it holds in the cryptocurrency market. In spite of this, the fact that appeals are still a possibility and that there is continuous discussion regarding the position taken by the SEC both suggest that the legal war is not yet over. Officially, the SEC has scheduled a new meeting to resolve the Ripple matter. Is this likely to be the last SEC case involving XRP? Everyone is eagerly awaiting word on how it turned out. On a daily basis, it appears as though something fresh occurs. Watch this video and we'll explain everything that has happened recently in the SEC meeting. We will also analyze how these changes impact the predictions for the Ripple case's verdict and the implications for XRP's future. Press the button to stay updated on all the latest XRP news. According to articles, investors are eagerly awaiting any sign of a settlement in the Ripple dispute, which was allegedly spurred by the SEC's recent closed-door meeting. In accordance with the Sunshine Act notice, the SEC held its second private meeting in as many weeks on Monday. The August 1st secret meeting will continue with one item added to the agenda from the July 25th meeting. The institution and settlement of remedial actions. A lot of people in the Bitcoin community were talking about the meeting even if it didn't solve anything. Speculation on potential settlement talks grew during an interview with Brad Garlinghouse, CEO of Ripple, in July. When asked if he had had any conversations with the SEC, Garlinghouse just said that he couldn't comment. First, let's address the matter of security. The significance of safeguarding one's money away from relatives is well known. Now we can go on to the next topic, the SEC versus Ripple decision. Everybody is on edge because the final verdict is approaching and the market is reportedly getting ready for impact. As optimism for a settlement wanes, this week will bring much needed attention to the continuing SEC versus Ripple case, which is now nearing its ultimate court ruling. Judge Torres will decide how much Ripple has to pay for selling institutional investors XRP that isn't registered. An injunction prohibiting the sale of XRP to institutional investors and a $2 billion fine have been sought by the SEC. The penalty will draw the attention of investors, and these actions may affect Ripple's plans to expand into the US. Judge Toss's decision on the SEC's critical application for an injunction might pave the way for an appeal of Judge Torres' opinion from July 2023, which found that the XRP program sales did not satisfy the third hostess prompt. Both XRP and the entire crypto market might be profoundly affected by the decision. If Ripple's case goes well, its price might skyrocket. You should hold on to it because it sets a good example for other digital assets. A controversial ruling that goes against Ripple might spell trouble for XRP, and perhaps cause the entire market to crash. Trading advice should not be construed from the data that has been supplied. You should not put your money into anything that relies on the data presented here. We recommend that you do your own research and error and talk to an expert before you make any investing decisions.